Our first speaker today is Ken Martin, and I just have to say, yeah, I already said it. Ken is amazing, but my vice chair, David Green, is going to introduce him, and so I turn over the mic to David Green.
Good afternoon. My name is David Green. I'm vice chair of the council and also vice chair of the Washington State Democrats. And in my role as vice chair of Washington State's Democrats, I work with the other 56 state and territorial parties. And the leader of that organization is Ken Martin, who is the chair of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. He is also a vice chair of the DNC, and he hails from Minnesota, so he's feeling sort of uppity over the last 3 weeks or so. And I'd like to invite Ken to come spend a few minutes with us. Ken Martin.
Uppity, I like that.
I'm good. Thank you so much, Michelle. How are you?
There you go.
Good to see you. Congrats.
See you.
Welcome, Democrats. Are you fired up? All right, all right. Look, I am so excited to be here with everyone. Of course, Michelle and David and Allison. I tell you what, we are excited about what Democrats are up to. We got 76 days left to win this. Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz on November 5th? Okay, good. Well, as David said, I am Ken Martin. I hail from the great state of Minnesota. Our party is the Minnesota DFL, which is the Democratic Farmer Labor Party. We are very unique in that sense, but one thing we recognize is that we are a coalition party. Of course, the Democratic Party is a coalition party, right? And I'll tell you that your voices in this room of making sure that we're lifting up climate and we're lifting up environmental issues is really important. And I want you to continue to push. Continue to push in all of your states. Continue to push the Democrats to center environmental issues in legislation, to center climate in this conversation, the most existential threat we're facing right now, and all of you are frontline warriors to make sure that we're lifting that up. I got to tell you, my old friend and mentor, Paul Wellstone, used to say that we all do better when we all do better, right? And that's important. It's important because the all matters to us as Democrats. When we say all, we mean all. We mean that every person, no matter where they are from, no matter who they love, no matter what their background is, what their socioeconomic level is, every person deserves a champion. Every person deserves a chance to get ahead. And you see, when Vice President Harris and now Governor Walz are talking about their opportunity agenda, that's what they're talking about, right? The idea that people shouldn't just survive in communities throughout this country, but people should thrive. The idea that people shouldn't just have to get by, but they should be able to get ahead. That's where you come in. Because we can't get ahead if we're not taking care of our planet, if we're not taking care of our air, if we're not taking care of our soil and our land and our water. That's the first thing we have to do to make sure that communities can thrive. But let me just say this. I want to tell you a little bit, because I've known Tim for 20 years. Tim's other ethos and how he governs. We just won our majority back 2 years ago. Trifecta. And you would think people with a one-seat majority would sit on power. Maybe say, oh, you know, we got to be careful how we govern. Maybe take it slow. Maybe take an incremental approach. Not our governor, not our legislative leaders. What Tim Walz said is power is fleeting. We may never know when we have power again. So let's use the power we have to make the biggest difference for as many people as we can. Let's use the power. What good is banking political power, sitting on power if you're not doing it to improve people's lives and strengthening communities? I got 1 minute left, so I better get to the main meat of this. Let me tell you what Tim Walz did as it relates to environmental issues and as it relates to climate in Minnesota with a one-seat majority. He committed Minnesota to become 100% carbon-free by 2040. Think about that. He's preserving and restoring grasslands and wetlands to store carbon. He invested in green jobs and infrastructure, and he banned forever chemicals with his PFAS legislation. That's what he's doing on climate in Minnesota. We are a climate and environmental leader in Minnesota thanks to Governor Walz. But I'll tell you what, let me just leave you with this. And Jane Klebb over there knows this because she also claims him since he's from Nebraska. But Tim Walz is as authentic as he seems. He's more comfortable in a camo hat and a t-shirt than he is in a suit. He's more comfortable in a fishing boat than he is in the halls of power. He is down to earth. He's a fighter. He's authentic and genuine. And he's going to fight for you along with Kamala Harris. So keep fighting for them. We've got 76 days left. Keep your foot on the gas, everybody. Keep organizing. Keep lifting up voices. Keep fighting for our party. And let's elect Harris Walz on November 5th.